Hello, all my beautiful people. So, being home has been great. Taking showers and getting some actual sleep has been a blessing right now. But I started thinking about some things that I should address. People are going to be mean. And it doesn't matter what kind of person you are, it doesn't matter who you are at all. All that matters is if you make them feel insecure, or if you make them feel something of an inadequacy issue or whatever. It's not you. Right now, people have a big issue with people online that they don't like to see. You know, they mock them, they call them names, they're mean to them, right? Here's the thing. In my life, in my experiences, I'm not a loser because I have medals, I have people that love me, and I've always outshined everybody's expectations. That's just been me. What I love about myself is I've always been able to make the impossible possible. Okay? So, whenever some hater tries to tell me my future, I laugh in their face. It doesn't affect me. Yeah, I may be upset that somebody had the nerve to say that, but overall, my life is a lot better than most. Now, sure, I got injured, okay? I've been on the sidelines of my life for 7 years. Can't work, can't do much. And when I did have a job, I ran into the same issues with management. I was really good at my job, even if I was new to it. Some things that happen you could chalk up to really bad training or just really bad management. And management will always look for a fall guy. And if you're new, well, there you go. Other people, they'll take out their jealousies and insecurities onto you. Their unprofessionalism will show. And some companies don't care. I mentioned before how a boss of mine came to work hungover one day, and that wasn't a problem. He sabotaged his employees by not doing the schedule on time, and him and I went rounds a lot about vacation time. I wanted to take some time off. He wouldn't let that happen. Even though I gave him a month's notice, he refused. So I've had some very, very difficult bosses and difficult places I've worked at. So, no interest. And I'm not the only one. A lot of people in this generation don't want to work anymore because of the way they've been treated in the workforce. And the workforce has changed drastically. And I've talked about some of that before. So what I want to really focus on is this. When somebody attacks you, it's not because of who you are. You didn't do anything wrong. It's typically because somebody else out there doesn't like you for whatever reason. I don't take hate very seriously. Why would I? I know who I am, and no one's going to try and tell me who I am. I've made my parents proud. I've made my grandparents proud. I've made the God I serve very proud. Should I talk more about God? Probably. Should I make more videos about Him? Probably. And I will in the future. It's very difficult for Christians to kind of bridge the gap between non-believers and believers because non-believers want to believe that being a good person is just good enough. It's going to make it a difference. And one of the things that I got a problem with is how to word it. Everyone I've talked to is different. There is no generic playbook for talking to a non-believer to get them to understand why you are the person that you are. So sometimes I downplay a little bit of how greatly being a Christian has impacted my life, because I try to be at their level, because hopefully through talking to them they'll understand it later on. Do I like downplaying it? No, I don't. But it has been the best results, because you're not speaking differently to them where they don't understand or can't comprehend it. Others who have questions are easier to talk to, and I've had great conversations with some of those. So that's the reason why sometimes you're not going to see me talk about God to the extent that I usually do, or the extent that I want to, because I'm trying to make it more relatable to people, if that makes sense. So what I want to focus on in this video is my cat's at the door. He gets very needy sometimes, but if you hear anything, that's why. People are going to come at you. Maybe it's something you did do or didn't do, whatever. The point is, you're going to pick up skill sets. You're going to be somebody of interest. It shouldn't matter what you look like, shouldn't matter who you are. What matters is what you've done with the time you've had on this earth. For some people, it's influencing and impacting lives, something I really love to do. But for others, it's mocking people, wasting people's time, hurting them, and trying to figure out more ways to cause problems than to make somebody happy. So toxic people are everywhere, and online especially, which is why it gets a lot more difficult if you choose to have your job be on social media, which is the alternative to getting an actual job because of how it's ran these days. So the dangers, like I've talked about before, the dangers of having an online job is that they can pull your videos, they can suspend your account, or even block you or ban you, whatever, just for simply existing. It's not that you violate any guidelines or rules or anything, it's just they no longer prioritize you. And the other issue is, so with TikTok especially, they go by trends. So if you no longer do trends anymore, your content doesn't get pushed, which is why I don't like TikTok. Personally, I would love to create my own platform once I get the money, once I'm governor and stuff like that, because I want to redo the system. I want to create my own app. I want to create my own search engine. I want to make things better and give Google, YouTube a run for their money. I think that's what we need, is a change like that, where the American people feel free and they don't have to worry about losing their livelihood or job because an algorithm says that they are unimportant. Just my thought. So, what I want my followers and my viewers to see, stop caring so much about what other people think about you. Do what makes you happy. Am I in the best shape of my life? No. Do I want to be? Yes. But the problem is, being in the best shape of my life got me hurt, got me where I am, because I took the wrong job. I was around the wrong people, the wrong team, everything. And now I'm taking 7 years of my life to recalibrate and figure out what I'm going to do with it. Number one, I got to get this body recovered. I'm in the process of doing that, finally. I had to get the right insurance. You got to qualify, and that's just a headache. Then I want to become governor and fix a lot of this BS we have going on in Oregon. I already achieved my dream job. I became a pastor for 2 years. Did I enjoy it? Yes. I left because it wasn't fulfilling anymore. There was too much corruption. I couldn't deal with it. I couldn't make a difference. So for me, personally, I've accomplished more than a lot of people can say they've done in my time. Okay? I'm 28. I've done everything I wanted to do. I'm not married, don't have kids, but I don't want to be right now. When I'm governor, then yeah, sure, I want a wife and have kids. I'm all about timing, and it's not the right time yet. My videos, my story is about my life. And the reason I'm posting it is because I'm looking for people who can either relate and understand, who can either get help or help me as we process things together. What bothers me is how many workman's comp cases there are. How many there were back at the place I got hurt at. There should never be that many, especially when it's not investigated. It needs to be. So, my heart is for those poor families that suffered because their breadwinner got hurt and couldn't recover in time. See, the system will really hurt the families, and it's designed that way. Courts especially, they drag things out, hoping that you won't have the funds to continue, or hoping that it will just go away. It's everything. I've seen it happen to many people. So, it has to be fixed. But what I want my followers to understand is that no one has the right to tell you why or why not you should be confident in yourself. You should have the confidence in your own abilities and who you are, because you are in control of you. If you want to do something, do it. If you can't, due to a hindrance or something, do what you can. Learn a skill that you're good at. Find something you're good at. Find some passion. I run into so many people in this world that have no passion, no drive, nothing. They have no personality either, mind you. You'll ask somebody, female, what their favorite hobby is, or food, or dessert. They'll tell you, I don't know. That's troublesome. Very troublesome. So, in this world, you have people who don't know who they are, but trying to tell other people who they are and who they're supposed to be. It's none of their business. Who you are, who you choose to be, is up to you entirely. Nobody else has any right to tell you what kind of person you should be or become, or what your future holds. So many people want to try and tell me that I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. I did it. It's done. And were they there to witness it? No. Do you know why? Because they don't matter. If they truly did matter and they truly did care, they would have tried to stop me, or at least witnessed me do it, because they would have been there trying to prevent it from happening. Therefore, their words don't matter. They're nothing. They don't know anything. I've had so many people trying to tell me who I am that it gets so boring to listen to them now. Be your own inspiration. Be the kind of person you needed growing up. That's my word of advice to you. We lost a very important speaker. We lost a very important person this year. One who brought out the best in people, one who knew how to speak to the hearts of many people. None of us could do it the way he did. We're not him. We do it with our own style. We do it with our own ambitions, our own reasoning, and we do it with our own philosophies, ideals. You can choose to agree or disagree. That's totally fine. But the fact of the matter is, in this life, the people judging you haven't lived your life. They haven't been through what you've been through, and they didn't make the decisions you made. So they can't speak about your life because they have not lived your life. They may have been through certain things that they can relate to, but maybe they didn't make the same choices you did that got you down a certain path. Maybe they chose a different path instead that got them to where they are today. Nothing wrong with that. What is wrong entirely is judging somebody based off of their decisions, their choices. Not ours to judge. Maybe you're one of those people that's watching your best friend make a bad choice, a bad decision that you warn them about. Some people learn the hard way. Nothing you can do about it. I've been there. Some people have to learn for themselves. They don't like advice. They can't take advice. So let them fail. Let them learn. What matters is you. The kind of life you want to live. And right now, we've got a big issue with there not being a lot of good role models. And why is that? Well, because the people don't want to be role models. They want to have big, fancy platforms and have lots of followers, but they don't want to influence correctly. They don't want you to get the advice that made them what they are. They have nothing to them. They're very shallow individuals. And so you're not going to listen to them. You're not going to have them give you a huge synopsis of what kind of person they are and how this decision led them to this. That they don't care. They're not going to be there for their followers the same way they demand their followers be there for them. It's a one-way street. And I'm telling you, it's all not worth it. What you need right now are people who want to be role models and set a standard and set the right example. Good luck. There's a lot of selfish people out there right now. All that I can do is show you my life and show you what I'm trying to accomplish, hoping that people out there want to see me succeed and want to help it happen. What goes around comes around, they say. We'll see what happens. You are who you hang out with, and other wise words of wisdom. So don't feel bad if down the road you lose people. Not because of something you've done. They chose it. They chose to abandon you. They chose to show they don't care about you the same way you care about them. And it sucks, and I know it's going to hurt, but you're better off. And maybe the person you were into ended up with somebody not less or beneath, but different in a very, very, very bad manner. Well, I hate to tell you this, but trash dates trash. Once you have that way of thinking, it won't affect you the same way ever again. It is difficult as human beings to not be so harsh on people. Which is why I try to be more of a objective thinker and just say it the way it is. Don't sugarcoat it, just speak your mind, knowing the facts, knowing what's out there. If the person you're interested in chooses somebody who abuses substances or isn't very well grounded, not very solid or structured in their foundation, if they've got weak foundation, then you're not missing much. Try to be as well-rounded as you can. Try to be someone you can be proud of, at the very least. And you'll do just fine. That's my message today. Find yourself. Be proud of who you are. And don't look back. There's a reason we move forward. There's a reason we have a tomorrow. There's a reason why dwelling on the past and having regrets keeps you in a state of mind that you don't want to stay in. You will regret that too. So whoever comes at you, don't worry about it. They failed the test, not you. Right now, there's a big problem with self-esteem in a lot of people's lives right now. So if I can make you feel any bit better, it's this. This is a simple way. Make yourself happy. Put value and time into yourself. Make yourself the priority. Value yourself. Love yourself. And allow yourself to grow, make mistakes, and learn from it. You will become somebody a lot better than most people if you take that little bit of advice. Be proud in who you are. Find your drive. Find your passion. Stick with it. You'll do just fine. And if they hate you for it, that's their problem, not yours. And the quicker you realize that, the more freeing it becomes.